Hi, Shawnee Hills Baptist Church family. It's Pastor Adam again. I wanted to bring on behalf of the leadership team a very important announcement for our church family regarding the reopening of the church building for corporate worship. This room I'm standing in might look familiar to you. It's been a while, hasn't it? This is the foyer of the church building. And usually on a Sunday morning, this is an electric place to be. There's lots of great sounds. There's people talking and laughing and praying together and catching up with each other. And there's just a lot of energy and excitement. But for the last 8 Sundays in a row, this room, it's been quiet. Too quiet. 8 Sundays in a row. Well, Lord willing, that's going to come to an end pretty soon. And we would like to share a way in which we can see that happen. Before I share the reopening plans, though, I need to make it very clear in terms of 3 items that we just need to have in our heads when I share this information. And the first clarification is that I'm just going to share with you in this video the main things, the main items that we need to think through. There are a lot of little questions. There are a lot of smaller details, and we've been preparing those and thinking those through and working with other churches and working together with other churches and with other legal resources and medical experts to try to figure out what's a solid, wise way for churches to begin regathering. And so I'm just going to share the main things with you. I have a document that contains about 53 different protocol items that the leadership team has had to talk about and make decisions on just for us to get together initially. And there's a whole lot more on the other side of that we need to think through as well. So for right now, I'm just going to share the main things that we need to know as a church family. And then I'm going to distill this down and reorganize it so that we can send it to you in written form later in the week through our email updates or on our website. We have a page dedicated on our website to the COVID response. And later in the week, you'll get greater details and specificity. For now, just going to give you the main things. The second clarification is that this is a first step. It's a baby step forward in what we hope will be an eventual regathering of the church for corporate worship together physically. It's just a first step. And please see it as such. Think of the reopening as more of a process than an event, and we're just starting the process soon. The third thing is that we want everybody to understand that what we're doing is we're reopening the church and re-inviting you to participate in worship with us physically. We are not trying to pressure you to come. We are not trying to create some sort of spiritual weight over your shoulders to make you feel burdened to come or make you feel like it's mandatory in any way, shape, or form. Some of you are in what we might call a high-risk, vulnerable category. And what's wise for you is probably to stay home until we get more word from medical experts regarding a better time to return. Some of you are personally in good health, but you might be ministering to or serving people who are in that vulnerable category, and you just don't want the extra exposure to other people and then bring that to them. We understand that you're trying to love God and love your neighbor by staying home. We respect that, praying for you. We also have some who, because of matters of conscience, or maybe they're just not comfortable yet returning or returning right away, and we respect that. In fact, we're going to continue, whether we reopen now or at any time, and whatever changes we make. One thing we plan to keep is a digital format through live streaming at least one service so that you can stay connected. All right, so we want to provide a means for those who need to or want to stay home to do so. And we now want to provide a means for people to come and gather who really heavily desire to. They're led of the Lord to. But for those of you who are planning to come, here's the thing. We're going to need you to personally assess your health and the health of those in your household to make sure that you're in a condition to come, and to make a personal commitment to cooperate with our guidelines and protocols so that we can continue to move forward in reopening the church long term. So you're going to need to cooperate if you come. And for some of you, and I know for myself, there's going to be points in the gathering that's going to be hard. because it's going to look nothing like it did when we gathered in February or March, or when we had our worship gatherings prior to the COVID crisis. It's going to look so different, probably very foreign to your previous experiences. And so commit yourself to cooperate with us so that we can love the whole body and do what's best for the whole body of Christ, and then we'll be able to continue moving forward. So here it is. Here's the plan for reopening the church, our initial move in the direction of regathering the church. Beginning 2 weeks from now, 2 Sundays from now, May 24th, Lord willing, we're going to reopen this church building and host 3 identical services. 3 identical worship services. A 9 a.m., an 11 a.m., and a 6 p.m. service. We are not going to be providing Sunday school. We're not going to be providing a physical adult Bible fellowship. We have adult Bible fellowships gathering on Zoom, and we're going to continue to do that through the month of May. If you want to get connected to that, you can email me or check out our email updates that give you more information on how to do that online. This is just going to be 3 simple, direct, quick worship services, and they'll be identical. We're also going to live stream one of those services, so those of you who are unable to gather or are not ready yet to regather with us in person, you're going to be able to worship with us in spirit online. And so we're going to continue that as well. Now, the services are going to be 1 hour in length maximum. We're going to start on time and 1 hour length maximum. So we're going to be quick, but enough time to be together and to hear the word and to strengthen ourselves on the word of the Lord. We're going to ask that when the services are over, that in a timely way, we depart from here. You're going to want to say hi to people. You're going to want to wave at people. You're going to want to do those things, and I'm going to want to do it too. And so that's fine, but we're going to need to exit in a timely manner so that our cleaning crews can get in between the services and clean the building and have it ready for the next service to begin. If you come to one of the earlier services, this might be tough for you, but please don't stick around and wait just to say hi to the people coming to the next service. We really need you to cooperate with us and just keep moving so that we can make sure that people can come and worship and we can move forward with our long-term plan of regathering the church. Now, we're going to practice social distancing in our worship gatherings. We're not going to have children's church. We're not going to have nursery or preschool. We're asking everybody to use the restroom before you come to church. Technically, we're going to have 2 bathrooms open, but we're asking that to be emergency only. We're not serving water, coffee, tea, so you don't have to be drinking anything, and hopefully 1 hour is enough time for you to come and not have to use the restroom. Obviously, if there's an emergency, you can. We're going to have those restrooms cleaned in between services, regardless of whether they're used or not. So that's one way to help us out. We're going to try to aim for no more than 50 people in the building, in the auditorium, per service. So we're going to try to maximize at 50 people in the auditorium per service. That is way below 50% fire code capacity. It's way below 25% fire code capacity. So there will be plenty of space to spread out, and we're going to ask that you do spread out. In fact, we're going to have the rows labeled by service so that there will always be 2 rows in between the row where you might be sitting and somebody else might be sitting. We're going to ask households to sit together. Sit with your household and don't buddy up next to another household. Stay separated physically so that we can honor the situation that we're all in and we can protect one another. Now, we're going to also try to balance out who comes to what service, because if we just ask people to go to the one that they prefer, we might have 120 people come to the one service and we're going to have to tell 70 to turn around and come to another one. And we don't want to have to turn you away because of that kind of situation. So we've looked at the demographic of our church and we've broken it down by age stage because we think that by doing that we can balance out who comes to what service and keep within our numbers. So for the 9 a.m. service, we're asking if you are an adult who's 55 years or older, if you are a couple or a single, you don't have kids in your home, you can come to the first service. The 9 a.m. service we're going to primarily set for you. It's identical to the others in terms of what's in the service, but we're asking you to attend that one. The 11 a.m. service, we're inviting families with younger children Younger children is defined as preteen or younger. The 11 a.m. service is going to be for our families with younger children to attend. And our third service, the 6 p.m. service, we're asking our younger adults, we're asking our singles, we're asking our families with teens in the home to participate in that service if you wish to come out and participate. Now, some of you have large families and you have teens in the home and preteens, and we've set it up to where you can choose whichever of the two services you'd like, the 11 o'clock or the 6 p.m. The key, though, is that every one of us picks one service and sticks to that one service for the time being so that we can balance out our numbers. Now, that's all I wanted to share right now. And like I said, you probably have a lot more questions. And I hope to bring more information to you in the course of this week so that hopefully those questions get answered. But what I really hope is that you will join us in prayer and ask the Lord's blessing and protection as we try to honor Him and honor one another and honor our government and try to put it all together in a process of regathering the church. Ask the Lord for His favor in this. And I also hope that your heart will flutter a little bit like mine does when I think of this moment and I read a psalm like Psalm 122 verse 1 where David says, "I was glad when they said to me, 'Let us go to the house of the Lord.'" I hope that this announcement is building some anticipation for the journey ahead, whether you're going to be able to come and join us in two weeks on May 24th, or whether this just puts in your mind that, Lord willing, the day is now going to come down the road when I might be able to join my brothers and sisters personally and worship together. We've got a long journey ahead. This is just the first step, and I hope to see many of you soon in just a couple weeks. So God bless, and I'm praying for you, and I love you very much.